It's probably the first thing you check in the morning and the very last thing you see at night. The internet. It's so woven into our lives that most of the time, we barely even notice it anymore. But it's become way more than just a tool. It's really evolved into something like a global nervous system. So how did this invisible network get to a point where it defines, well, pretty much everything we do?
All right, so here's what we're going to break down. We'll start with how the internet became this invisible backbone of our world. Then we'll look at how it's been completely rewiring our world. After that, we got to talk about the price of connection, look ahead to the internet's next chapter, and finally ask what this all means for our digital future.
So let's start with this foundational idea. The internet isn't just some tech thing anymore. It's really become a core utility for modern civilization, as essential as the power grid or running water.
Just think about your day. Your phone's alarm, probably connected. You check the news, you reply to messages, maybe you order a coffee or use a map to get to work. It is the invisible thread that just weaves through almost every single action we take.
It seems like a simple question, right? But when you really think about it, the answer is kind of staggering. We've become so dependent on this invisible infrastructure that, honestly, our society would probably grind to a halt without it. So how did we get here? Well, that's what we're here to unpack.
This total dependence we have, it's the result of a massive transformation. See, the internet didn't just add a few new features to our world. It fundamentally rewired it from the ground up.
And just consider the sheer scale of this change. We went from a world where distance was this huge barrier to communication to one where it's almost completely irrelevant. This wasn't just a small improvement, it was a total redefinition of what it even means to be connected.
And of course, this revolution was powered by platforms we totally take for granted now. Email was just the beginning. Today, you've got instant messaging, video calls, social media. All of it lets us see and talk to anyone, anywhere, in a blink. It's basically erased geography.
But the impact goes so much deeper than just talking to each other. The internet brought us this really powerful idea of democratic knowledge. For literally centuries, access to information was controlled by gatekeepers, universities, publishers. Well, the internet just smashed those walls down.
So now, anyone with a connection can learn to code or study physics or master an instrument, a lot of the time for free. The world's greatest teachers and biggest institutions are right there, on demand. It's turned the entire globe into one giant classroom.
And this democratization totally reshaped our economy too. Just think about it. E-commerce lets a small business in one town sell to the entire world. Remote work means your job isn't tied to your zip code. The internet isn't just a part of the modern economy. For a lot of people, it is the economy.
And this all comes together in our daily lives, right? Getting directions, ordering food, paying bills, booking an appointment. These used to be these multi-step physical chores. Now, they're all simplified into just a few taps, all thanks to this constant, seamless connectivity.
But, of course, a transformation this huge doesn't happen without a cost. This incredible connection we have is absolutely a double-edged sword, and it's so important that we understand both sides of it.
It's such a simple sentence, but there is so much complexity packed into it. For every incredible benefit the internet has given us, every connection made, every problem it's solved, a new and often completely unintended challenge has popped up right alongside it.
You can really see this tension when you look at the trade-offs. The promise of global connection, it's kind of shadowed by the risk of disconnecting from the people right in front of us. Limitless knowledge is great, but it's countered by the viral spread of misinformation. And that incredible convenience can sometimes slip into digital addiction, while all those new economic opportunities create new targets for cybercrime.
And this brings us to a really critical question for our time. For decades, the big goal was just getting everyone digital access. But maybe, just maybe, the next great challenge is learning how to build digital balance, using these incredibly powerful tools with some real intention and wisdom.
So, where is all of this headed? Well, the internet's evolution is far from over. In fact, we might be on the edge of its biggest transformation yet. Let's take a peek at what the future holds.
The groundwork is already being laid right now. 5G is creating faster, more stable connections. And that's the foundation for the Internet of Things, or IoT, where billions, and I mean billions of devices will all be talking to each other. And managing that insane flood of data, well, that's going to be the job of artificial intelligence.
And this isn't some far-off sci-fi future. It's really the next logical step.
This new, intelligent internet is going to be the engine for self-driving cars that talk to each other to prevent traffic, for surgeons who can operate on patients from thousands of miles away, and for smart cities that optimize everything in real time.
All of this leads to one final, really crucial point. This future, it isn't set in stone. It's being built as we speak by the choices that we're all making every single day.
This quote just perfectly captures the scale of what we're talking about. The internet isn't just a utility anymore. It connects, it feels, it reacts. It has become the system that coordinates almost every single aspect of our modern lives.
Ultimately, the technology itself is neutral. Its power for good or for bad comes completely from how we choose to wield it. And that leaves us with the most important question of all. What purpose will we choose for our digital future?